Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-January 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Saggy gang in mid-January? What is the vibe for my good friends? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in mid-January. What is the vibe in 2025? What is happening for my good friends here? Please. Yeah, nice and quick. We'll take it. All right, cool. So this fine gentleman, this distinguished gentleman, has a very interesting haircut. I always say that's the first thing I always look at with this card. Now, I like this card. There's two totally different messages that come through with it. One is there's some sort of connection with the past or reminiscing, lots of memories here. Other one connects to entertainment for one reason or another. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this distinguished gentleman that came out for your reading this week. So we see this guy. He's in front of what seems to be like an old-timey projector. And notice there's an image. Now, for those of you that don't have this deck, this image is actually another card in the deck. And they both do speak about reminiscing. They both do speak about the past, like lots of memories, very Six of Cups-like. So for a lot of Saggies, that might just be a place you're in, like where there could be things cycling back around. And we'll see if that shows up within the reading itself when this card is here. It could also represent two people thinking about each other at the same time too. So again, I'm not sure everything you guys are going through, but to me, it's like, all right, we're both thinking about each other at the same time. Now, if you're not going through any love situations or anything like that, since he is literally like watching a projector, watching a movie, Spirit might want some of you to lighten the mood or have some fun, enjoy yourself. So if you've been going through some things recently and life has been a little rough on you, Spirit could be telling you, like, listen, Saggy, you need to have some time to lighten the mood or have fun. Now, I always say everyone's definition of fun totally different. So do what's fun for you and try to lighten the mood. So we're just going to leave it at that. So either the past or entertain yourself. Let's get into tarot, though. And I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Saggy friends, please. And while we get this deck ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It felt like someone was grumpy last week. The reading was titled They Are Mad. So for some of you, maybe you're dealing with someone that is like very grumpy or not waking up on the right side of the bed. Maybe some of you are a little PO'd about something. That could be very possible, but we're going to hope for a little bit of a lighter, more optimistic energy this week. We're just going to roll with it either way, though, right? Because as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take what you feel is yours, because we could be looking at somebody else's vibe or yours. It's going to go in 3 cards here for my Saggies to start us off mid-January. What is happening for my good friends? Okay. Whoa. All right, powerful. Starting with Judgment. That card is on the move. That card is on the go. And I like to start readings with an action card, and this one is like so action-packed that it's almost shocking. Very similar to the Tower in that regard. Let's get a couple more. Let's see what we have for Saggy, please. What do we have? Okay, 5 of Cups. We'll see what the third card is. I'm not really super pumped about the 5 of Cups, but it is what it is. Let's get one more. Let's see what we have for you. What do we have for Saggy? Please. Thank you. 2 of Wands. Cool. So these energies are definitely different. For those of you that have been going through some difficulties, I like the way the energy is kind of coming out of it at the end, which is really nice. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we have a nice little mixture of things. Now, first off, we have this extremely powerful major arcana energy, Pluto energy. So it's Plutonian. It represents change. It's karmic. We'll talk about that further. We have water, which is the realm of emotions, feelings, creativity, love. Then we have fire. That's a comfortable energy for fire signs like us, right? This is like plan-based and structured for one reason or another. It's like kind of watching something happen as well. So for some of you, you might be like watching something from a distance or observing it, or it could be vice versa. But I feel like elementally, it's a little bit mixed, right? Which is good. When we're too heavy with one element, that's when issues could really start to crop up. But let's go through piece by piece and really build your reading out. So position number one, we're starting with judgment, especially with the Five of Cups next to it. This is definitely an alignment that could represent some change or uncomfortable change. Now, I think that this card is very angelic. Notice it has the Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of God. So when we see Gabriel in a card, it's like, all right, spirits around you, spirits watching you, they're watching your back. So it's like a spiritual protection or insulation, which is really nice. But judgment could be a lot of different things. It could be making literal judgment calls, judging something, judging somebody. Hopefully that's not the case. This card could represent karmic energies, karmic cycles, karmic situations and archetypes. And similar to that oracle card, when judgment shows up, it is one of my cards of like the past swinging back around. So whether it's a situation, whether it's an individual, it's like, all right, well, we need to touch base on something here. But again, the power of it, it's very similar to the tower. So it's like shocking. It's like something that is shifting quickly. Now, moving to the center, and we'll see, because I do think judgment can be good, and especially for a Sagittarius reading, this is an energy you can work with and work within. Moving to the center, we have the Five of Cups. A little uncomfortable. Now, this card, a lot of readers do call it the wounded, not the wounded warrior. I almost said that. That's the Nine of Wands. This is the River of Tears. So we see this individual, they're dressed in all black, all gothed out, they're emoed out, and they're not having a great time. But there's positives to this card as well. It's not just someone being upset or angry or sad. It's not just somebody in their feelings. To me, it's like, all right, well, there is a situation where you haven't seen the final result yet. That's the positive aspect of this. So, of course, the rough feelings, the rough emotions, it could be on a spectrum. Some of you might just have a grumpy day or two. Some of you might be dealing with some serious things. But the Five of Cups to me is like, this isn't your final result. Like, there is more to come. Because notice, there's still things in the horizon. Not all the cups are spilled over. So it's like, all right, we might see a silver lining here. So that's not the final result. So I always get hopeful when I see this card. Because, yeah, it's difficult, but it's not the end of something. Especially with judgment right next to it. So we'll check that out and see what's happening. Now, on to the back end, we have the Two of Wands. And I did say, like, for some reason, they were reminding me of each other, where it's like it goes from Five of Cups to the Two of Wands. It's like, all right, this energy's starting to move along. Now, notice this Two of Wands here was observing what was going on there with the Five of Cups. So for Saggy, whether it's something you're keeping close tabs on, a situation where it's like, and I'm getting that more intuitively, there might be a situation where it's like, oh, this is heartbreaking. For some of you, this is another card of choices. So similar to judgment here in the front end, it's like, all right, I'm at a crossroads. Do I go left? Do I go right? This is a huge card of planning. This is a huge card of structure. So whether it's something you're planning, maybe somebody else, I saw this in the Aries reading as well. But the challenge with the Two of Wands, it could represent indecisiveness. And it could be a card that represents people that are at a distance from each other, whether it's an emotional distance or a physical one. But I feel like there is positive here, especially on the outer edges. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. What's happening? What is going on for my Saggies? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on, judgment? I really want to see what this planning is about. We have a lot to look at. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, judgment time. What is this? What is judgment about? Okay, we do have the Two of Cups in reverse. So just like I saw last week, watch out for difficult individuals. If there is somebody in your circle or someone you're connected to and they're difficult to get along with sometimes, when I see Two of Cups in reverse under judgment, it's like, okay, I want to keep a distance for a minute. I'm also getting this vibe. I already mentioned, I feel like there could be people popping back up, situations popping back up. For some of you, it might not be the nicest ones too. And I hate to give that message. I hate to say that, but there's a certain uncomfortable energy I've been feeling in this reading this week. Okay. And it doesn't have to be like treacherous, but when I see the Two of Cups in reverse underneath Judgment, it's like, okay, either there is somebody that you are not quite seeing eye to eye with right now, where it's like, might be best to have a little distance between you and that person. Or again, it could be a situation or someone swinging back around, okay? Because Two of Cups to me is also one of the cards in reverse where it's like, I was really close with this person, or I was really close to this situation in the past. Like when I see it in reverse, it's not always just disharmony between two people. It's like, yeah, no, this is something that's already happened. Okay, so I would watch out for various different things returning. But another thing I'm picking up, when Judgment's here, that's very karmic. We're seeing change-based energy too. So we'll see how it goes when we get to the Five of Cups. But I would watch out for interpersonal difficulties in this time. You might want to lay low. But let's go in on the Five of Cups. Let's go in on that. We'll talk about this more during the recap. But why is the Five of Cups here? Let's see what that's about. So why is that in the mix? Okay. Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay. This is really not the nicest energy here, Saggy. Especially with the Seven of Swords in reverse. It's like, ugh. It's like seeing the cold, harsh truth about something. So for a lot of you, there could be like a situation that pops up where it's like, I want the truth or I got the truth, but it's an uncomfortable truth, if that makes sense. Like, listen, this is getting very, very specific for a general YouTube reading. I'm telling you that. Now, let's talk about it a little more. There could also be a change, like I was saying, with this tower-like type of change where it's very difficult to adjust to. So for some of you, there could be certain things or situations where you're having a little bit of an issue adjusting to it. Okay, because I do see this change, which is odd. Usually with Saggies, you're very good at going with the flow or just rolling with the punches. This does feel like a bit of a difficulty, and it's like, oh, I'm having a hard time adjusting to this vibe. Now, the Seven of Swords, if it was in the upright, I would be much more concerned. Okay, this is a card that can represent the unknown. It could represent the unseen. When it's in reverse, it's like something coming to light. So it's like I'm getting a barrage of different energies here in the center. So whether it's like difficult truth to digest or seeing something clearly, I'm also getting this vibe of someone having difficulty changing or adapting to an unexpected change, right? Because I do get this, especially on the top here. It's like it's an unexpected change. Let's keep moving. I don't want to throw too many words in on that. It is what it is, right? Let's see what the Two of Wands has to say. That's difficult there in the front. So again, if things are cool for you, if everything's going good, I feel like it could just be someone you're connected to. And I saw this in Leo too, where it's like, I feel like your vibe was okay, but there could be someone that could be going through a very difficult one. Let's go in on the Two of Wands, see what's up with that. So why is the Two of Wands here? Please. And we'll get into our shadow card. Okay. Almost. There we go. The Sun. Okay. So the energy does improve. I do like seeing this. So it's not all challenge. It's not all bad here. And I really love this. And I feel like this Sun card was most definitely needed in this spread this week because it is optimistic. There's a silver lining. It's like, all right, well, it's not all bad. There could be something good that comes from this. So for a lot of you, you might need to really try your best to keep that mind state. So whether you're going through relationship things, whether it's work things, some of you might not be going through a damn thing, and that's fine. It's all about keeping an optimistic mindset for the coming days and weeks, especially in mid-January here. There's something about setting that precedent as we move forward through the year. Now, the Sun, best card in the deck, I already mentioned it. It does link to Leo energy, big fire on the back end. So this period of uncomfortable energy, so whether it's like adjusting to a change or a mystery, it's like that period will end because this is where the stability comes. This is where the energy overcomes. So I really do like it. The Sun connects to source. If you're not connected to Leo, it's the light, life, and love that shines down on us from spirit, represents abundance, blessings, and wins. So this was really necessary because it gives me a full silver lining that the energy is moving in a positive direction. So if we look at the spread like this, it's more of like a storyboard, really, where it's like, okay, we have an event, we have something happening or something arising, then we have the fallout, we have the realizations about it, and then boom, we have the end goal where it's like, okay, I see the silver lining now. So it's like interesting. It's like separate things, but it's also all combined. So you definitely have one of the more interesting readings this week, but I love this energy of overcoming. It is a win in the end, so it's nice. But let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Position number one, we start off really, really fast with Judgment and the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, I did say as it moves over here, it could be an unexpected change of some sort, or just a change that's difficult to adapt to. But here in the front with the Two of Cups in reverse, there might be somebody that you're not on the best terms with, or someone that you might want to keep a little bit of a distance from when I see the Two of Cups in reverse underneath here. But another thing I was picking up is something returning in a big way, whether it's a person from your past, whether it's a situation from your past. It's like looping back around. Moving to the center, we have the Five of Cups with the Seven of Swords. I was picking up some uncomfortable truths where it's like, yeah, no, this kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But I'm also getting a hard time adjusting to something. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be, it could be someone you're connected to, they're just having a hard time adjusting. Moving to the back end, we have the Two of Wands with the Sun, which is beautiful because, yeah, we have the event, we have the fallout, we have the end result, which is very positive. Now, the Two of Wands and the Sun is in fantastic alignment. It's structured, it's plan-based, but it does tell me that you will win something in the end, or it's very important for you to just keep a very optimistic mindset in this time. Even if you are in this mode right here, if you're in this mode, or even if these energies haven't even showed up just yet, very important to keep a sense of optimism about you when I see this on the back, because that will bring you through whatever challenges. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows, my good friends. Let's shuffle it up here one time. What do we have in the shadows for my Saggies, please? Guides and Spirit Team. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What is in the shadows? Okay, nice and quick. Nine of Cups. So again, it does tie into that happy ending. Now, there are a couple of warnings with the Nine of Cups that we will speak about, but this is one of the cards of wish fulfillment. So it's like, yeah, they had us in the first half, but we're ending it strong. That's just how your reading is this week. So for some of you, maybe the beginning of the week is going to be a little bit choppy, but by the end, it's going to look really awesome. Now, the Nine of Cups in the shadows is beautiful. It's welcoming. It's a wish fulfillment. So I really, really do love this, but there is challenges. There is a shadow side to this card. One, it could be Spirit telling you not to be too welcoming to something or someone. Okay, be nice, but don't be too nice when this card shows up. But another thing with the Nine of Cups, watch out for overindulgences, because you might be tempted to overindulge in different things, different behaviors, different pleasures of the flesh, even when this card is here. That's the shadow side of it. But I feel like for the most part, this is a very positive card. And again, the energy improved as we went through the reading. So Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading from me and get a little forecast for what 2025 has in store for you, you can check out my website and digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com to look for availability. But for the January subscriber surprise, we are once again giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your main goal for the 2025 calendar year? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love, and I'll see you soon.